We're outside City Hall, where there was a palpable sense of exasperation at the podium during this news conference and new calls for legislation that would move the NYPD's review and disciplinary powers to outside of the department.
Kawaski Trawick, really alive!
There were no calls for the NYPD to reverse course in clearing the two officers in the Kawaski Trawick case of any wrongdoing. But while standing in the shadows of City Hall Monday, a collective enough is enough from elected officials and criminal justice advocates, led by Justice Committee Executive Director Loida Colon.
These officers did not do their job. They did not follow their training.
5 years ago, Trawick was initially locked out of his Bronx apartment before firefighters let him back in. But when NYPD officers Brandon Thompson and Herbert Davis subsequently responded, they broke open his door, only to see Trawick, who relatives say was already back to cooking in his kitchen, holding a knife. Trawick did not drop that knife and demanded to know why the officers were inside his apartment. Moments later, the officers tased Trawick and then fired deadly shots. The Bronx DA's office declined to criminally charge the officers, and following two more internal reviews clearing them, Commissioner Edward Caban officially did the same late Friday. But the Civilian Complaint Review Board did file charges after the expiration of the statute of limitations.
Mayor Adams and the NYPD re-traumatized my family.
Supporters read a statement from Trawick's parents, who live out of state, and accused the NYPD of dragging its feet on forwarding the officer's body cam video. In a statement, an NYPD spokesperson defends Caban's decision, noting the incident predates the Adams administration, adding, quote, "Since the events in question, the NYPD has entered into a new memorandum of understanding with the CCRB, obligating the department to provide all future body-worn camera footage and documentation related to FID cases within 90 days of CCRB's request."
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Mayor Eric Adams, responding to criticism, tells Pix 11 News, quote, "The death of Kawaski Trawick is a tragedy, and our hearts go out to his family. I've dedicated my career to police reform and ensuring our officers have better relationships with the communities they serve. It is vital that we all learn from this loss of life and use it to make positive strides towards better policing and care for those living with severe mental illness." Trawick's parents were not able to make it to this news conference, unable, they say, to make it to New York City on such short notice. At City Hall, Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.